What's going on, everybody? Brandon Schaefer here. Thanks for tuning in. Check it out. How's everybody doing? What's happening? What's going on? Enrique, Lorinda, Kashika, Altworox, Sarah, Cubs win. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Glad I could make it today. Glad you guys could make it today. Glad you guys are interested in this subject. It seems like a pretty cool one to me. So check it out. What's going on, Haley? So here's a reference photo. I thought it was pretty cool. Found it online on Pixabay. So as far as I know, it's free to use. So yeah. Gonna get into it. I thought it seems like a pretty cool subject, so especially with the white pen probably. So let's just try to see how quickly I can capture this thing. I just got to be careful with the sizing here. I'm not too worried about much of the foreground, just a little bit of the foreground, maybe like just the rocks right in front of it, just to give it a little bit of depth. But I'm more concerned on the actual structure of the building. So this swoops down. So a really interesting perspective here. So like I said, quick little sketching. Quick sketching here. Let's see. So this part's in shadow. Something like that. And then looks like I need to shift this whole thing over. Or do I just leave it? Have it be off center a little bit. I can put this other building over here. That's fine. Let's just roll with it. I really like what I've gotten so far, so I don't really want to start over. So I'm gonna be stubborn right here, right off the bat. Okay, looks like got some structural stuff under here, and then all this, you can't even really see most of it because the bottom part of the building is pretty dark, and when I squint at it, it kind of just, these poles kind of just blend right in. So that's how I'm going to draw it. I'm just gonna just blend everything in for the most part. We'll try to connect all these darks. That's something I'm really trying to focus on, not only with my drawings but with my watercolors now. So all the dark shapes, if I can somehow connect them. So this dark bottom part of this building actually connects to the side and up here. And it's pretty connected there. Okay. What's going on? Amanda, Charlie, what's happening? Zombie, Bruno, Matthias. What's happening, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Charlie knows how to solve a Rubik's Cube. So did I back in the day. That was always a lot of fun. Did that a lot. But congratulations, man. It's awesome. It's really fun to do, that's for sure. been a few years since I've solved it, but I still remember I could solve one side and the top 2 rows. I always forget how to solve the bottom. But yeah, once upon a time I used to know that too, and I could do it in like 2 minutes, you know, and that wasn't like a super speed solver, but I had a lot of fun with it. I was a super nerd. Oh man, I feel really sketchy today. This is kind of cool. This probably seems a little bit different than how I normally draw some stuff. But it's kind of I'm just going with it, feeling it. So a bunch of rocks here in the foreground. Boy, do I hate rocks. I mean, of course we need rocks, they're important, but I just hate rocks in general for drawing art. Horrible, man, horrible. Rodrigo, what's going on? Am I drawing a truck? I'm not sure what you're asking there. Are you drawing truck? No, drawing this building here. That's what I'm drawing. Not a truck. Don't know if that question was for me or not. Okay, that's interesting. So, pull there. So this is all dark. I don't want to fill too much of it in with graphite because I'm just going to go over this with pen and ink anyway. But I'm just trying to get an idea. See all these dark shapes? I kind of connected them. So it's one big dark shape now. Kind of connected up here. It's kind of visually connected. So that's pretty cool. There's even some dark over here. Connects to under the roof and these poles. So boom, all the darkness connected. I like that. Really trying to focus. I've realized, well, in the last day or two, I've realized a lot of things about my paintings and about myself. I realized that I suck at composition, so I really need to start focusing more on composition. I just realized this drawing sucks because the top of it's way too tall. Need to fix that. Something like that anyway. And I realized I don't like Arch's rough paper. Yeah, I kind of like how tall it is though. It looks kind of cool, but no, it's really different. We'll see. We'll see if I mess with it. Let's see if I can just slightly fix it. We'll have to bring this down a bit. Yeah, I don't like Arch's rough paper. The reason why is because I already put enough texture into my work, like with the brush strokes and the splattering and stuff, and I just realized like the rough paper just, I'm not a fan of the way it makes my art look, at least on the smaller paintings that I do, like the 11, quarter sheet, like 11 by 14. I know most people don't even know what I'm talking about, but I don't really care. But for any watercolors out there, yeah, I've realized, I don't know, man. I realized I like the regular cold press paper because, I don't know, I was comparing my art, looking at a lot of old paintings I did in the last few months, and I just really love the smoothness of the regular cold press paper and not a fan of the rough for my work. So maybe that looks a little bit better. Still not perfect. I think it probably needs to be wider overall, but at this point, I don't know. Maybe this will help, just shrinking the shadow a bit. So I'm just tweaking some small things here, or somewhat small. Yeah, maybe that helped slightly, I don't know. Perspective's a little bit off there, so we need to curve that up, flatten it out. There we go. Okay. Yep, Cubs win. Nope, not a truck. Definitely not a truck, but you got a very creative though. That's cool. Really, you guys can see the truck? Oh, there's a truck on the bottom. Oh, I see. Yeah, some kind of fountain. I'm not worried about that. Start doing more photography to improve composition. Well, I'm not saying that. Like, I'm good with taking photos and stuff like that. I struggle with designing compositions. So, like adding figures to a painting, adding things to a painting, seeing a photograph and trying to modify it to make a good painting. That's what I'm talking about for composition. I struggle with creating compositions. I know what you're saying. I do photography. I did do it in the past a lot, but I've always just struggled with creating compositions, and I think that's something I'll probably do on a future live stream. Like, just do like some small thumbnails of like compositional studies, trying to create some compositions from photographs, because I think it's, you know, it's a difficult thing, at least for me. How do you pick your references? I just do something I'm interested in. I just type in like architecture or something on pixabay.com and see what pops up, and then if I see something that looks cool, then I pick it. It's that simple. It's basically something I'm interested in. Yep, no problem. No problem. Okay. Well, I'm not like a super fan of this. I think I got a little too sketchy here, so let's try to, should I put these little not fountains, but little ornamental, this lighter ornamental sculpture thingy here? I don't know if I need those in there, but yeah, I definitely didn't center this on the page very well. I got like too much room up here, too much room over here. I feel like now, well, this is kind of my opportunity to create some composition, I guess. We can add some trees over here, try to fill in that space a bit more, maybe bring this building up. We have some trees back here, but I don't want this to be a crazy drawing anyway. It's just a sketch. Okay, let's get into the pen and ink. Let's see what I can make out of this. Hopefully something. Let's see, there's architectural lines here. Okay, looks better. Looks better already. I like watercolors, but they're definitely more challenging. I've been struggling with some watercolors the last few nights on my own, and getting pretty frustrated, so I'm going back to just doing like value studies in black. And I'm even struggling with doing those, so I really need to start practicing. I've been doing a lot of 11x14s, going a little bit bigger, like a quarter sheet. And just trying to focus on value right now with watercolor. Ever since that disaster the other day, yesterday, I guess, the other day, yesterday, even before that, I did a somewhat okay painting the other night, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'm in like a slump or something, and I'm struggling with finding like some kind of subject that's interesting from my photographs. So yeah, I'm struggling right now. I'm struggling with watercolor, but it's good because I'm in a learning phase, you know. Been watching a lot of watercolor videos that I have, like DVDs and stuff. Not DVDs, but DVDs on the computer, you know. So I'm just going back into learning phase. Thanks, Designs by CAD Pro. Yeah, obviously it's a cover song. Like I didn't create any of it. Like I put it all together, but it's not my original music. It's just a song that I really liked, and you know, I played the piano, I played the guitar, I did the vocals, like I did all the stuff for it. But it's a cover song, so it's not my original. If you look up Agalok and that name of that song, you'll find the real one. It's a lot better than mine, but it's a really cool song. It's very peaceful. It's kind of my vibe of music, so that's why I wanted to do a cover of it. But I appreciate you checking out my music. Yeah, I make all kinds of stuff, man. I make like hip hop, gangster type of hip hop beats, and then I make like, you know, lighthearted piano stuff. Sorry, there's like a fly flying around here. Lighthearted piano music and strings and just anything that comes to my mind. That's kind of what I go with, you know. Whatever idea I have, I just, you know, I got all these influences over the years from stuff I used to listen to, stuff that I do listen to, and it just creates an interesting mix of stuff that I create. Trying to keep this one pretty loose and quick today. Although probably shouldn't be hitting these details yet. Okay, let's focus on this going up. Oh man, so many chats today. I can't keep up. This painting can get me income if I go deep, like leave my work or study and focus on it. I mean, it's possible, but it's just because you leave your work or your study doesn't mean, and you focus on it, doesn't mean you'll be successful, you know. It's just like any other business, man. It's no different, you know. That's the thing. People, just because you think it's art, it's going to be different or something. It's just like any other business. You got to do the marketing. You got to know how to do business, talk to people, deal with people, how to market yourself, you know, all these things. It's definitely not easy, I'll tell you that. It's not something like, oh, I'll just do some pretty paintings and everything's just going to sell magically. Nope, not going to happen. And I can tell you from first-hand experience, it doesn't happen like that. Yeah, you'll get lucky, make a few sales, you feel good, and then you'll go back to like another month or two with no sales, and then it's just how it goes, man. It's just how it goes. You just have, you know, if you can put all your time and energy into it, yeah, you have a better chance than I do of making a living from it. No doubt, but just be aware, it's not an easy life. It's not something simple. You're not just going to magically start selling stuff. It just takes a lot of work, but no different than any other business, basically. So if you feel like you can do it, then go ahead and do it. But do you think selling your art considered wrong? friend of mine consider it as selling soul. No. Why would selling your art? What am I going to do with all this art that I make? Just hoard it in my house and keep it to myself forever? Like, just keep it piling up? Like, no, man, it's not selling your soul or whatever. You're not a sellout for selling your art. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. A sellout is like doing something that, like, for me, like, what would make me a sellout is if I just started creating things because they're popular. Now, that's my definition. The other people, I understand, like, some people do want to make a living, so they're like, okay, I'll do what's popular. Like, I'll just paint a bunch of pet portraits or do this or do that or whatever. Like, fill in the blank for any kind of art that you could create. And they're not doing it because they love it, they're just doing it to make money. Now, that's fine for them. If that's what they want to do, then that's cool. But for me, I've tried doing that before. And that's kind of why I'm saying it's selling out for me. Like, I've tried doing that before, like just doing what's popular and like creating stuff that I didn't necessarily like, but I thought would be popular. And it kills me. I can't do it because I'm not interested in it. And I end up I get burnt out. I get tired of it because it's not something I want to do. So for me, that's selling out. For me, that's my definition of it, is like doing something because it's popular, or doing something like, you know, for me, I want to stay true to myself. And I think if you're not true to yourself, then I think you're kind of a sellout in a way. But that's, you know, everybody has their own definition of like sellout or what it means. Like you said, your friend thinks it's a sellout if you just sell your art. I mean, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Like, if you're not selling your art, then how can you keep creating more art? Like, what? You got to be able to buy materials and have time to create art. You got to sell some of it. I'm not saying you have to. There's people that do it as a hobby and stuff like that. But people that want to do it more often, like, you got to be able to either have a job that you really love and you don't mind having that job every day, going to work, having that job, putting the suit and tie on or whatever, selling vacuum cleaners or whatever you do, man. You know, like, it doesn't matter what it is, but for somebody that wants to make a living at it, like, it's ridiculous to think you're a sellout if you sell your art. Just my opinion on it. I love your Aurora song, gives me a lot of Northern Lights vibes. Yeah, that one's pretty cool. It's very different. Like, it has kind of a modern hip-hop vibe, but like with the drums and everything, it's kind of a more modern song, but has a really nice melody. You know, it's very positive sounding. That's one of my favorites that I made. I think it's pretty cool. Thanks for checking it out, Kashika. I appreciate it. I have a lot of fun creating stuff like that. I just recently started creating a new track, and I used it at the beginning of my most recent plein air. If you guys saw that one, that was a new track I just made for that specific video. I was thinking, like, man, I need a new song to create. Like, I need a new track, because I get tired of the same tracks all the time. And so I started making a new one that kind of I thought might fit the vibe of that weekend and like what happened, and that's what I came up with. It was pretty interesting. Sounded interesting to me. But that one's still in progress. Artists have tough careers. Seems like when the artist dies is when their work sells. Yeah, I mean, sometimes. There are living artists that make a killing, you know, like, no doubt. Like I said, it all comes down to marketing. It all comes down to what you're creating, if it's more popular or if it's already been done a million times and you're not really doing anything unique. And that's something I'm struggling with right now, is like trying to find my own style in watercolor, find my own voice, and like things that I like to paint and working on that. That's what I'm really focusing on at the moment. But I know it comes naturally anyway. If you just paint a lot, like, I'm not trying to create a style. I'm just trying to figure out within my work, what is it that I'm trying to say? Like, what kind of things do I want to paint? Like, what do I want to say? I mean, I naturally go towards nature, so I know that. It's just, just trying to narrow it down a bit, kind of dial it in. Like, what is it about nature? Like, what aspects? And I've kind of figured it out in the past. I really like light. I like dark versus light. I like warm versus cool. I like a lot of that kind of stuff. I like trees and mountains and, all kinds of stuff. But just trying to figure out, like, what's the emotion or mood that I can express with that kind of art, like those kind of subjects, I guess, is what I'm trying to figure out. That's all. Man, I am rambling today. Okay, I'm sorry if I miss any questions. Just post them again, because there's... Veek Ryder asks, I don't love art yet. Will it happen if I start growing more into it? I hated piano and was illiterate until I turned 8. Now I love both piano and writing, but art is hard for me. I don't know. Everyone's so different. I didn't like art classes in middle school and high school. But I knew that I liked to draw. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, for me, if I'm forced to do something a certain way or draw certain things or do certain topics, then I don't like art. But as A. Yami says, I didn't like art but was forced to do it. Now I love it. So everyone's different, I think it just takes time. If it's something that you seem like you're somewhat interested in, but you don't love it yet. So what's the reason you don't love it? Is it because you feel that the things you create are good enough? Or, like, I guess I would just try to figure out, like, what is it that, like, why don't you love it? And maybe there's no reason. Maybe it's, I don't know. But I think that's like a personal thing to try to figure out. How do you feel about working with collabs and getting followers that way on YouTube? Yeah, I did that in the past. I probably need to do more of it, but I just haven't reached out to anyone, and no one's reached out to me. But we did that in the past. I had like some painting challenges. So there was 4 of us, and we all uploaded our video on the same day around the same time. And we all made it clear in the videos who else was taking part in this challenge. There was like 4 of us most of the time. And we all painted from the same subject. So every month, we would do this monthly. We could probably do it it really should be like a weekly thing or bi-weekly thing or something. But I had a lot more work to do back in the day around that time, so I couldn't really focus on it a lot. But anyway, we would take turns picking a subject. So one month I would pick something and we would all paint it and have our own interpretation of that photo or that reference or that kind of subject. Like one month somebody said, okay, let's paint horses. Okay, so I went out around where I lived because there was actually a place on the campus nearby where I lived that had horses. So I went and took photos one morning and then came back to the studio, filmed the whole video of me painting the horses. And that was my video of it. And then they did their own interpretation of horses and stuff. And those videos were pretty popular. Everybody enjoyed seeing, like, we all got traffic from each other. So it was pretty cool. And I think one guy used acrylics, I used oils, another guy used watercolor. So it was pretty cool. I would like to do something like that again, maybe. I would love to collab and do like plein air collabs with someone. but it doesn't seem like anyone in the area, or I don't really have many folks in the area that would be interested in doing that around where I live. But yeah, I mean, I definitely thought about that. Bummer, Philip. Sorry to hear about that, man. You gotta work a little bit later now. That's a bummer, dude. I was wondering where you've been, man. I think we've all been wondering. But anyway, hope everything's going well at work. I hope you got your painting. Hope it made it there intact and no problem. Hope you enjoy it. I was curious to see what you thought about it, seeing it in person. And then you disappeared, but now I understand. Bummer, dude. It's always something, man. Work's always holding us back. Let's put some small texture lines here, just to show a little bit of form. Yeah, tracing, yeah, I wouldn't, sounds good, Philip. Appreciate it, man. I'm really glad you enjoy it. That was one of my favorite paintings, man. You definitely got a good one. I know it looks way different than it did on camera, but that's always the fun part of receiving it, I guess, is you're like, what is this thing really gonna look like, you know? But hopefully, glad to hear you love it. Really appreciate you support my work like that. And but yeah, tracing, man, I don't know about trace. I wouldn't do any tracing. You're not going to improve your hand-eye coordination. You know, I don't think you'll improve hand-eye coordination if you trace. I mean, I traced when I was a kid. I would trace some things, but I also did freehand drawing too. You know, maybe, I don't know. I don't know the science on that. Like, does tracing really do anything for you? I'm just not sure. I was thinking, like, maybe if you trace the subject and then you drew it freehand afterwards, like, I don't know, would that do anything? It seems silly. I think you should just practice freehand, and you're going to suck at first. Of course you're going to suck, but you'll get better over time. Do you think colors are so important, or just black pen can do enough sometimes? Well, I do just a ton of just pen and ink drawings, so I think pen is fine. You don't always need color. It's all personal, you know. If you want to just do watercolor or just do pen and ink or whatever, like, just do it. Being very suggestive today. I'm feeling very loose today. But it's kind of cool. We'll see how this thing ends up looking. Got a lot of stuff to shade here. So like I said, I apologize if I miss any questions here, folks. There's just a lot of questions. A lot of people chatting today. Looks like a Japanese house. Yeah, I think so. I think it is Japanese architecture. I'm not sure if it's a house or not, but whatever it is, it's pretty cool. I really like Asian architecture, you know, and the colors and everything. It's really cool vibe. Really cool stuff. Oh, glad to hear you got the fox painting. Awesome. Glad you love it. That's really great to hear, man. That was a good one too. It's pretty chaotic, pretty crazy, but I think the fox looked really great in it. That was a tough painting, and I'm glad it came out well, and I'm glad someone was interested in it. So definitely have to do more animals like that. It seemed like people really liked the animal paintings. Oh, there I go, selling out. Oh, you're doing paintings only because people want them, but I'm already interested in painting animals and drawing animals, so it's not really a sellout. It's just giving the people what they want from me. But yeah, really glad to hear that. Really appreciate you supporting me like that, buying my art. Patio 87, he bought the, if you go to my website, here I'll show it real quick actually. He bought the one in the top left corner there, the mountains, the really gray, greenish mountains. Anyway, you guys can see more of my painting and stuff on my website, shaverfineart.com. Got some landscapes, an animal there. We got a little puffin, pretty cool. And all these drawings from the live streams are available as well. Definitely check those out. And there's other ways to support me as well. On a support page, I got music you can check out. You can donate to me. Anything, whatever you feel like. So definitely check all that out at my website. Much appreciated. Thank you, folks. Did you go to architectural school? No, I did not. Not at all. I don't think this is an architectural drawing at all. This is a mess. No, I didn't. I did have one class in high school. I had a drafting class, which is like some kind of architectural type of drawing. But I mean, that's very precise. You know, you got to have like a ruler, and you got to draw arrows a certain way, and have all this stuff. Like I like being free, as you can tell, the way I'm drawing this, which is very free, especially today. I don't know. I just feel very like just sketchy today. Very free. So I'm just rolling with it. Add some dots for some texture. It's pretty cool. Maybe some little short lines here and there. So this is all greenery back here. Just try to make it contrast against the house, you know, all these curly cues, and it's pretty cool. You know, this house has very, you know, straight, curved, sharp lines, and I just want to make these trees be, you know, a little bit different compared to the house around them. So we got some rocks here in the foreground. We'll try to just make those mostly sharp. Art Witchery says you felt lucky to get the fox painting. Yeah, you were. There was actually other people that were that wanted that one, and they were kind of bummed out that someone already scooped it up. So you definitely should feel a little lucky to get that one. And that was one of my very first animal watercolor paintings. You know, I did that puffin a few years ago, but I really have not done any other animals. That was really one of my first animals. So there you go. If I ever become a famous artist or whatever, there you go. You have a pretty cool painting of mine. Oh, I'm so bored with these rocks. Okay, good enough. Let's just add some greenery here. Fade this out. Add some value over here. Okay, Shadowing. None of this stuff really matters. This is the focal point. Hey Brandon, do you make prints of your work too? No, I don't. I don't. I've thought about it in the past, and I've used some of those like online, the Fine Art Prints or whatever, Fine Art America or something. And I've ordered prints on there of my own stuff just to see the quality, and I'm just horrified by the quality of the prints. So I don't know. It's just too much work at the moment. And my art is so cheap to begin with right now. Like, some of the prints are some of the prints that are more expensive than buying an original painting from me. So it just doesn't make sense right now to do prints. You know, if my artwork ever, when I start increasing my prices and stuff, you know, over the next few years, then maybe I can consider doing prints. But right now, man, I'm just trying to make art that's affordable and just get art out the door. So Philip said something interesting here. You guys, in person, these paintings are amazing. They look amazing here on the live stream, but like in person, holding it in your hand, it's an entirely different experience. I definitely agree, because when I see stuff on the live stream, like when I'm painting it, I'm being honest when I'm like, man, the colors are way off. Like, this does not look good at all. Like, you guys just, you aren't seeing the actual quality of it. But when you buy some in person, you know, it's way different. Even from the photo on the website, you know, and seeing it in person, it's just a different experience. It's just different. When you get to see it and hold it 3D in your hand, and you see the colors and everything. Man, there's so many questions here, guys. I'm trying to get to all these. Did you go to an art school, and do you think it's necessary to become a good artist? I don't think it's necessary to go to an art school. I didn't go to an art school. I went to a community college, and I took graphic design. That's what my major was. And I just kind of did art on my own. You know, we had a few classes, like there was one class for drawing. There was one class where we did some other mediums. We did like color pencils, watercolor, acrylic. Like, you were able to pick like some assignments. You could pick like which ones you wanted to do. And that's kind of where I got into acrylic painting and watercolors. I kind of just started experimenting. But no, I didn't go to like an art school. So yeah, it's definitely not necessary. I've just been doing art since I was a kid, so it's always been something I'm interested in. It's always been something I do. And now I'm just sticking with it, trying to do it every day. And every day on these live streams as well, if I can, at least during the week. And then on the weekend, I go out and do some plein air and film those, and then edit that video and put it out. So yeah, I'm just, you know, doing a lot of stuff these days, folks. Just doing a lot of stuff. So this is looking pretty cool. Let's turn down the value a bit here. Try to get it to look like what I'm seeing. Oh man, so many comments, I just can't keep up. Do I need to learn techniques like 1-2 point perspective, or just trust my eye? Just go with your eye. I mean, it's something you can learn later on. It's not a big deal if you kind of want to understand the principles, at least, of perspective. But, you know, basically, like, so perspective, it's kind of hard to explain. Yeah, that's a whole different thing. It'll take me a while to just tell you something, but just trust your eye in the beginning. You know, like these lines here, these perspective lines. I mean, you should know that as they go up, you know, from this, they're all going to one vanishing point. And as they go above the vanishing point, they're turning like this. You know, you can see the roof line here. is in perspective to this one. They get more horizontal as it gets further down towards our eye level. Our eye level is going to be horizontal. Anything above that starts turning like this. So that's why you have these lines over, these perspective lines over there, these here. So it's good to understand the principles, but it's not something like you need to like really practice. It's just go with your eye and then just make sure you have those lines in perspective. Okay, what else? What am I missing here? What can I do? Let's see if we can darken some of this a little bit. Give some contrast, show that it's greenery. This is kind of like a lawn here, so we'll just keep that. So this is gonna pop soon because, okay, we're 46 minutes in. I'm gonna do some white pen, I think, for the sky. Boom, really bring everything to life. I don't really think there's any other white I could do, maybe on the roof or something slightly, but I don't want it to blend in with the sky. I really want it to pop out. So we'll see what it looks like once I add in that white sky. Any other questions here? I wish I could highlight the questions somehow because it's so hard to read all these. What kind of paper is that? This is tone tan paper. Let me show you real quick. It's by Strathmore. Tone tan. There you go. Just Google this, Strathmore tone tan. They also have tone gray you can get. Sketch paper, 50 sheets, 80 pound, 9 by 12. You can get a smaller sketchbook as well. But yep, tone tan. So there you go. Hope that helped out. Hope that helped you out there. Oh, the postcard I added in your painting. Yeah, I forgot I had those. I'm gonna reorder some now because I used to send those when I would sell paintings, and I kind of forgot like this whole year. You're the first one that I sent one to, but it's printed on one side. It's like it's a type of finish they do. It's called it's like velvet touch or something. They make business cards. You can finish anything like that nowadays. It's really cool. It feels really nice. And that print, yeah, the print came out really well on that, but those were kind of expensive, but I'm glad you like that. I figure that's better than, you know, giving like business cards and stuff. I feel like if I give you a little postcard with one of my paintings on there, at least it's something you can put up if you want, and there's a little handwritten note on the back, you know. So that's kind of what I'm gonna order some more real soon, and maybe I'll put a watercolor on the front of it because that's an old postcard from like a year ago or so, or 2 years or something. I can't remember when I got them, but yeah, it has one of my oil paintings on there, and right now I'm kind of done with oil painting, unfortunately. But yeah, glad you enjoyed that. Glad you enjoyed having that with your painting. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I love the finish on those. That velvet touch. It's really cool. It's a really cool finish. I think this white pen is dying. What is my handle, Schaefer? Handle for what? At Schaefer Art is my handle. Like on Instagram, almost everywhere. I'm at Schaefer Art. If that's what you mean, I don't really know. That's cool that my oil painting actually looked like a pastel. Yeah, that's one of my favorite oil paintings. That's almost life size to the postcard. It's a 6x8 painting, so it's really small. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, if you want to think it's a pastel, that's fine. I don't mind. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed the little postcard. It's really cool. Yeah, I've never really tried pastel is just too messy for me, man. I can't. If something's too messy, I just can't deal with it. I just can't. Like charcoal, can't deal with it. You know, I tried. It's just doesn't do it for me. Stuff that's just too messy, it's gonna smudge. You know, I like pen and ink, like it's permanent. There's nothing to smudge here. You know, watercolor is pretty permanent. You know, nothing to worry about for the most part. Oil painting's pretty permanent too, but like just the materials and the cost of the materials, all the solvents and everything, the oil paint, it's just a pain, man. For beginners, do you recommend mechanical pencil or wooden? Probably a wooden pencil. You need a secretary or more moderators, Brandon? I don't know if I need more moderators. I need to be able to keep up with all the questions. You know, once I get more viewers on this stream, the only way I'm going to be able to answer questions is if I just glance at one and see one, or if people do super chats and ask a question that way. A lot of streams, that's what has to happen, because the chat just goes so quick. The only way to ask a question and get it answered is to you know, donate $1, send in a super chat. So maybe I'll get to that one day, but I don't think I'm there yet. Small Gamer Android says, there will be a day when you will say, quote, I remember when I had 46 watching now, and I have thousands and thousands. Yeah, man, I hope so. I hope so. You know, I'm just gonna keep being consistent, and hopefully I can make these streams better quality one day, start upping my, you know, get a better laptop, better computer, hopefully a better internet connection one day. This stupid Comcast needs to up their game, dude. It's so ridiculous that the highest upload speed I can get is like 5 megabits. It's like ridiculous. That you're telling me I can have like 500 megabits download speed, but my upload I can only get 5? Like what? Like something's wrong there, dude. Like they need to, they're throttling the upload speeds. It's ridiculous. And the amount of money I'm paying for it, you know, I talk about it all the time. I don't want to rant about it, but it's just ridiculous. But no, that doesn't light up the @Schaefer art. It should, though. It should highlight if when you say my name. That's really weird. Normally it should light up if you @ my name. Maybe if you try just typing Schaefer art alone without the @. I think it lights up then. There you. Oh, that lit up. That @Schaefer art lit up. Yeah, it lit up orange for me. Yeah, so that's a good way if you guys want to ask me a question. Just put @Schaefer art and then ask your question. Otherwise, and please don't overuse that. Otherwise, I'm gonna ignore everything because I'll only see that. Should I do sky above it? I guess I have to. Otherwise, it looks weird. I'll just do some dots. Try to get it to fade a bit. Great, now I'm seeing like a bunch of orange @Schaefer arts. Yep, you guys know the secret now. Yeah, this white pen is like magic. That's why I love this tone paper. I love the white pen. I love being able to do this because it just it really gives context to everything. It just pushes everything forward, especially if you just light up the sky like this. It just makes everything so much better. Thanks for tuning in. Designs by CAD Pro. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Yeah, this one's coming out pretty well. Yeah, I don't think I need any light like on the... there's some little bit of light here, like it's poking out or something. I don't know if that's gonna even do anything. Not really, because it's already black. Or this white pen just sucks. Let's see if these other white pen. This one's been upside down for a few months, so let's see if it's any better. Nope, still just as crappy. Should I do the grass white or anything? I wonder. I just start doing it anyway. I don't even know if I should, but I can put a little bit on the grass. Yeah, I think I need some new white pens, folks. That's why all the donations are important, because I'm able to get some new white pens. Let's see my last one. Let's see what this... See if this one's any better. Yeah, this one's a little bit better, actually. Okay. Well... now this looks too bright. What the heck? It's like it wasn't coming out and then ended up looking too bright. Tone that down a bit. Okay. Am I going to draw all of it or just the house? Pretty much just this. I mean, I've been on here 57 minutes. Let's see, what else could I do? The only thing I could really do is darken up under this part again. So it's just a little too light because it is darker than the roof. So I just got to make sure the value here is reading a little more correctly. No, I mean, what you're seeing here is my page, my paper, so there's not really much more I can draw, really fit in. I kind of left out those little statues in the front, but whatever. Those could have been cool, like a little white statue in the front, but too late. Too late, I can't add it in now because it just won't look good. Because I'll have to draw over all that dark and the white pen just isn't going to be able to cover it, unfortunately. Tree down here. Okay, what was I doing? Darkening all this. Okay. Like ADD. Have I tried the white pit pens? Are you talking about like the markers? I haven't found. I have this pit artist pen, this white one, but that's different. You know, that's a different kind of pen. I have used that. But I don't know, do they have any smaller ones? I would like if they had some smaller ones, I'll definitely try ordering those, but darken this bottom section a little bit. Try to bring out some of this architecture a bit more. Cross beams and stuff. Well, the white pens aren't micron. The white pen are a jelly roll. So the white pens are not microns. The black pens are microns. I don't know, is it the same company? I don't even know. Maybe it is. Okay, I think I may have some rubbing alcohol. I will definitely try that. Thanks, Space Telegrams. I will definitely try that and see what happens. Looks really great, just like you. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I don't know if I look really great today, but maybe. Wow, amazing. I love it. Thanks. Appreciate it. Why does it say started streaming 8 minutes ago? Is that just me? I have no idea. It says I'm streaming 1 hour and 1 minute ago. Some lines in the roof. There are some lines in the roof, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to put many more. You know, I don't want it to be too dark. Like, I wanted to give a little bit of form and shape. But since you mentioned it, I'll put a little bit more, since I guess it's a little light to see. There we go. How about that? Looks a little bit better. Yeah, there you go. Kind of like that. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Pretty cool. Okay, some highlights on the rocks maybe? Yeah, I was actually going to do that. I was actually going to draw white on the rocks in just a minute. You're picking up some sheep today. Oh, that's cool. Okay, they do have smaller pit pens. Okay, I'll definitely check those out. I'll definitely check those out on Amazon pretty soon. Okay. Well, I can't get into this discussion, since I'm pretty much vegetarian, so can't get into eating meat. I mean, I'm cool with what anybody wants to do, but just for me personally, it's not something I do very often. Come on. Stupid pen, man. Just trying. Why can't I scribble with this pen? How can I create art if I can't scribble? Okay. Boom. Some stupid rocks. It's probably a little too much, but it's all good. Looks cool. I think it looks cool. Kind of brought it together a little bit. Let's just do some white scribbling here. Little white building there. Boom. Boom. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Kashika. Everything is so modern nowadays. They build it in like one day. They just, they just they build stuff so quickly, and it's not meant to last. Like, nothing's really designed as much anymore. Stuff like this, it's kind of sad. I agree. I feel like I want to make this whole section darker. Broccoli is my favorite. No worries. It's all good. Like I said, I don't mind what anybody else does. Everybody does their own thing, you know? All I can do is my own thing. Not worry about what everybody else is doing. That's better. That's better. Boom. Okay. Happy with that. Definitely happy with that. Let's try to connect these darks a little bit more. Darken these shadows down. Yeah, looks nice. Looking nice. Darken all this. Boom. Some little more sketchy lines, just having a little fun. Whew. Yeah, mangoes are really good. Watermelon, man, I love watermelon with fresh lemon juice squeezed over the top of all of it. Oh man, it's so good. If you guys like sour stuff like that, watermelon with lemon juice, it's amazing. I just juice like I'll cut up like a whole quarter or a third of a watermelon, slice it all up, juice like one lemon, and then just 1 or 2 lemons, and then just pour it all over the top. So that's amazing. Yeah, this one's pretty good. This one came out pretty well, I think. You know, I don't know if it's like the greatest thing ever. It's a little weird in some spots, but I definitely like the roof. I like how it pops out from the rest of it. I feel like, you know, the only other thing I can really do is kind of darken some of the greenery can be darkened a little bit on both sides, just to make the house pop a little bit more and just connect some of the darks over here. Strawberries are amazing too. I like all fruit, man. I'm a fruit freak, man. I like all fruit. Yeah, I think once I darken the greenery over here on this side, the house will pop out just a little bit more. Be careful not to darken it too much on the bottom because it's all dark on the house under here. But I just want that part of the roof to pop out a bit more. Looks like I got it to do that. Maybe we'll kind of melt the darkness of that underhang here into the greenery a bit. Maybe lose some edges there. Yeah, that's it. Boom, that did it right there, right guys? That really did it. Just trying to fix some of these shapes here. I don't like that it's so what do you call it? Diagonal. I kind of want some areas to poke out more. Yeah, that's a bit better. That's a bit better. I'll darken this over here. Veek Writer asks, sorry, what is the advantage of using toned paper? I don't know that there's like an advantage, but you're easily able to get darks and lights. You don't really have to worry about midtones at all. I like it because it's just easier to get values a lot quicker. You know, if I'm using a white sheet of paper, I have to like shade everything all the way to black. But when I'm using the tone paper, you know, I didn't have to shade the roof at all, and it's already a value. It's just, it makes things pop like this, you know, a lot quicker. Oh wow, you can hashtag my name too. That's pretty cool. Wow, I've never had papaya and lemon. That sounds really good too, but they can't really get any good papayas around here. I've only had like 2 or 3 good papayas my entire life, and that was when I was in Hawaii. So I need to get back to the tropics, and I would love to just live on papaya and bananas, all kinds of fruit and vegetables. But yeah, I hope that helped, Veek Rider. Yeah, just you're able to get things a lot quicker, you know, and these kinds of, you know, if you look back at any of my other drawings, I'll show you guys real quick. You know, you're just able to get a different kind of look and feel than if it was on white paper. You know, you just can't do that with white paper. Like I'd have to shade the whole background and then shade me darker, and this just gives, my skin tone is the same as the background. But since I put that white back here on the other side, it just pops me, it gives more context to my skin compared to the background. Like it's just different. It's just completely different. You know, there's that fox, really nice. Oh, look at the koala. So that's one of my favorites recently. So yeah, that's just, you know, that's the difference with you know, the tone paper. Come on. Why can't I scribble? Let's just add a little bit more shadowing here on these rocks. Let's not go too crazy though, because I don't want to bring attention to these. I just want to, you know, just do a little more down there. Okay. Do I need a decent phone cam to get better drawings? No, I don't think so. Well, thanks you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Yeah, that is really weird. You're faster on your phone than your TV. Yeah, there you go. Go figure. What kind of tone paper are you using? Well, I'll show you one more time. You must have missed it from earlier, or you weren't tuning in, but that's okay. So I'm using Strathmore Tone Tan. They also have Tone Gray that I'm going to get next time, and we'll do some Tone Gray sketches. But that's the paper. 50 sheets, 80 pound. Just check it out on Amazon or online, wherever you're at. You should be able to find it pretty easily. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed this one. I think I'm going to get off here now. It's been good, folks. I'll show you guys a close-up, I guess, and some of the details and stuff. It's not really meant to be seen this close, you know. It's not really detailed. It's just scribbles and value. It's just scribbles and value, you know. And just having some fun. But yeah. But anyway, yeah, there's a link to the Tone Tan paper in the chat right now, so you can check it out on there. Something else you can also check out is my website, because guess what? Believe it or not, got some drawings on there for sale. We also got some watercolors on there for sale. We got some gouache paintings signed. Be sure to check it all out. Would definitely appreciate it. See if there's anything you like. Maybe your mom would like, grandma would like, your aunt would like, your sister would like, brother. Check it out. You also donate to me on there. You can support me by donating, PayPal, Venmo. Got some t-shirts for sale. I got a Patreon you can join. And also you can check out my music on Bandcamp. It's all on my website, so definitely check it out. Also, I wanted to mention to everyone, before everyone gets out of here, if you guys are still tuning in. So for the members, people that are members on my Patreon or on the YouTube channel, thank you, Veek Ryder, for the $5.49. Greatly appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Or woman, man, woman, whatever. Doesn't matter. Whoever you are, greatly appreciate it so much. So for anyone who's a member on my Patreon or on the YouTube, like if you click the join button on my channel, underneath any of my videos, like there's a subscribe button, there's also a join button. So if you check that out, I'm now offering, I'm giving you guys like extra reference photos that I take while I'm on my plein air adventures. You know, I try to take a lot of landscape photos and stuff for references and just, you know, just extra stuff. So you guys can see where I go to and what the landscape's like. And you can use these photos for your own art, your own drawing, your own paintings and stuff. So for anybody who's members, you have access to, this past weekend I uploaded like I think 24 extra photos, you know, just photos from the plein air adventure. So definitely check that out if you guys are interested. And for YouTube or Patreon to join, it's like $1.99 a month or something. You know, really cheap. It just helps support me. You know, the more people have supported me, the less everyone has to pay. Basically, you know, if everyone gave $1, then it really helps support me. So, and also, you know, I'm trying to give back to you guys what I can with these live streams, with any kind of value I can provide, or just other reference photos and stuff, you know, just stuff like that. So hope you guys will enjoy that, whoever's a member. So definitely check that out and maybe join for a month, check it out, see if you like it. If not, you can always cancel at any time. So anyway, all right, folks, thanks for tuning in. The next live stream will be a watercolor, and I'm probably going to do a value study, like just in black and white, because I'm really just struggling with watercolor at the moment, unfortunately. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's happening, but I'm in a struggling phase right now, and I think I'm just going to do some color study, or some value studies. Try to go back to the basics, do some drawing with painting, basically, and it's all good, Amy. No worries. Don't worry about it. I appreciate it. So I appreciate you just watching the videos anyway. So greatly appreciate it. Yep. No worries, Kashika. Maybe one day. But thanks for tuning in. It also helps as well. People watching the videos. That also helps. So greatly appreciate it. No matter how you support my channel or support my work, greatly appreciate it, of course. What was I saying? I don't even remember what I was just saying. Oh, man. Yeah, so I'm probably going to do some value studies of something tomorrow and try to get back on track with the watercolor. So, okay, folks. Well, I'm going to keep adding stuff to this until I die, it seems. So I'm probably going to get off here and close my sketchbook so I stop messing with it, because I kind of like it already how it is, and I don't want to ruin it. But I'm just trying to connect those darks there, give more continuity to the scene. Anyway. Like I said, be sure to check out my website, my social media, everything. See you guys on the next one.